Live stream should be starting up soon. Please give me a moment to update some stuff. Such as the thumbnail. YouTube's not recognized the stream just yet. Okay, looks like it's going. Twitch is going. Of course, that pop-up's been popping up. Shareable link. Let me get the YouTube thumbnail up to date. There we go. YouTube thumbnail is up to date. Let me get the update Rumble since I now have the YouTube link. And there we go. Got the Rumble description up and going. Looks like all the streams should be starting. Sure, yeah, Twitch is going. Rumble is going as well. Let me just double check, make sure on my other computer. Side. Yep, looks like Twitch and Rumble going on my other computer. Though Twitch Courseplay is really long advertisements with that. But I think everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have I always have a handful of replays, a lot of replays. But I was requested to do some more particular people. Someone will cast a couple of those games. If I can find them, the mix of them all. They stored at top since I moved them over here, downloaded them earlier. Long story short, somebody asked for me to look at, here you go, Liege, as well as, it was a T-Talk Leaf, I think it was as well. I think that's also his name as well because it's T-Talk, but let's go ahead and just do a couple 1v1s to begin with. So let's go ahead and go in. Any good replays? Hopefully. Let's find out. I'm going to go ahead and cover one of these replays. Somebody requested for me to cover a replay with this person, so let's go ahead and get that started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another not Age of Empires, Dawn of War, Company Wars 1 replay. My mind's going crazy. Spawn on the north side as the US forces, whereas simply Das Garif. Spawn on the south side as the Wehrmacht, or not Wehrmacht, Panzer Elite player, we have Liege. Ugh, the first replay of the day, I'm butchering up everything. Oh great, that's quite a bit of trash talk right there. It's gonna be a bit of a toxic game, ain't it? We got a barracks being employed on out. Engineers pushing away over here and there. We do not have a third squad of engineers. Panzer Elite's going straight for the fuel point. He may be eyeing for a quick 2-2-2. Okay, a lot of trash replays. This, I guess, what do you say? Any good replays? Asking about that. I think I failed. I'm not a big fan of trash talkers. Please stop. And you're just as bad as well. Remind me not to go... There must be some sort of beef between these two players. I'm really half tempted to stop this replay at this moment. On the left side, the riflemen are capturing some points. We do have the engineers capture the munitions point as well. Both Panzer Grenadiers in this region. This one's going for the strategic point. This Panzer Grenadier's got an eye for the cutoff point. Kaliningrad may knock them around, but he does get the full capture right there. So it's not successful enough in order to stop the capture. We do have G43s on this squad here. They are behind some heavy cover. Kaliningrad decapturing the point as well. They can advance forward to this hay bale to get better coverage around that point. I think he's referring to the Kettengrad. And here's pushing way forward. We do have a Jeep being deployed on out. And down south, we do have some Panzer Grenadiers capturing some sectors.
What's next?
Engineers capture the VP. You'll get ever so slight VP advantage. And now we've got the Panzer Grenadiers pushing forward, and they do force back the engineer, no problem. Over here, Jeep does spot the Kettengrad. And Kettengrad does circle around. He's trying to draw the Jeep towards the Panzer Grenadiers. He's allowing the Jeep stay in the region to allow the Panzer Grenadiers engage the Jeep. Trying to body block the Jeep now himself. And Jeep's going to go ahead and reverse move through the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers getting some great damage right there. Why run away when you can fight with an unarmed unit? Right from the capture at the strategic point right there. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward, and since they're busy focusing on microwave, they're busy not trash talking. Kettengrad is trying to capture the point now. Panzer Grenadiers advance forward. We likely will see. Oh, he's going to top off the health of the Kettengrad. Very nice. We may see another squad of G-43s relatively soon. Another Panzer Grenadier has deployed on out, and we do have a Kampfgruppe company. This is going to go for some 250 half tracks, I'm guessing. Go for a bit of more mounted play. Rifleman squad does get run away. And over here, we've got the Jeep advancing forward, trying to pursue the Kettengrad. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. Getting some good hits there onto the Jeep. The Jeeps are just driving on forward. Rifleman capturing that fuel point now. Panzer Grenadiers are running around. And the Jeep does spot the infantry half-track. That, of course, alerts him that beast fighting gets an infantry half-track. Jeep's seeing quite a bit of fire. He may need to research some sticky bombs on to help deal with that infantry half-track. And Jeep does get a little bit rubber banded right there. This Rifleman squad is trying to capture this fuel point here. There's 2 Rifleman squads out on the field. Doesn't have enough manpower for a third at the moment. Or just got the third one out now. The Rifleman squad does get suppressed thanks to the infantry half-track. Does fall back after decapturing the fuel point. G43 squad has mounted up, trying to be pursuing this Rifleman squad. And the Rifleman squad will fall back entirely. Jeep is advancing forward, trying to get some damage there onto the half-track. Does body block it right there, getting some good damage onto each other. But the Jeep will sustain a bit more damage. The Rifleman squad could rotate on over to get some rifle fire onto the infantry half-track. And engineer squad are going to take time to repair up that Jeep. 2 squads are riflemen here. No research on the barracks at the moment. It does fall back both rifleman squads.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Rifleman squads, of course, do fall back. Let's see, load up another squad in the back of this infantry half-track, and the unloads them both. While going to just top off the health. Jeep is advancing forward, trying to get some damage in on these forces. And do have another Rifleman squad being deployed on out. I think I clicked on an invisible button. That happens a bit too often. Kettengrad has received quite a bit of fire there and decides to get some health repaired onto it. Down south, we've got the engineers going for the cutoff point. Very nice. Panzer Grenadiers sort of doing nothing here. And the engineer squad could potentially get wiped out. We know about the 2 squads in there. It does get inside the house there. Did receive quite a bit of damage while entering the house as well. Get some bullets onto the half-track, but of course the damage output from them is not too great. And the flavor squad does get suppressed, unable to capture that strategic point. Kettengrad pushing way forward now. Panzer Grenadiers may eye some repairs there, as well as this garrison could likely get wiped out. The fuel point is not in supply as well, and Kettengrad and infantry half-track are skirting around. Has recaptured that point again. This Rifleman squad is quite wounded. He may need to get out. He doesn't have enough VPs to get, or command points to get out Rangers nor Airborne, does he? Infantry half-track is seeing quite a bit of fire there. Jeep is advancing forward. Does get an inch of damage into crit there. Jeep's going to try to go for re-armor. Does a good job of interrupting it. The Rifleman squad needs to be ordered to move forward. The Jeep will go down. And his late response with the Rifleman. Oh, 1 squad needs to fall back. Does fall back. Both Panzer Grenadiers fall back. These Rifleman squads, they're going to have to go through negative ground and likely get suppressed. And does get some good damage on the infantry half track. It's a couple bullets away from death. Doesn't get any suppression just yet. And does get some suppression there as well. Unable to secure the kill.
Sector being captured.
I would say he's a little bit slow in that engagement there. There was those 3 rifleman squads sort of hanging back when they should have charged forward earlier. A little bit... Needed a little bit slight improvement in micro. Of course, that's easier said than done sometimes. Flame Engineers advancing forward. And the Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back. At this point, these points are all not in supply. This point has been fully captured by the US player. And this point is not in supply for the US player either. We've got the Rifleman squad advancing forward, trying to get the fuel point. Going for a triage center, he needs that quite a bit. A lot of his squads are quite wounded. He could stand to get some, potentially some bars to help engage that half track.
We are losing.
Currently 4 Rifleman squads have been pulled on out. Doesn't look like he got any other upgrades. He's now up at 1 command point, thanks to building that triage center. He gets a much needed healing there.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory.
Rifleman falls back nice and early. He's quite wounded, so falling it back to get the triage center will help preserve his manpower.
This rate will be taken. Berlin by Crest. Fuel point is being taken by the enemy.
If we look at the Axis player, we do have a Panzer Support Command now deployed out on the field. Let's go ahead and keep him selected. Don't see any command or any doctrine selected. He looks like he has all of his command points. And he's going for a light ATF track. I think he's misjudging how much ahead his opponent is, or how much his opponent is behind, because he's not going to be deploying out anything that needs to be snared. Rifleman squads are advancing forward. Since we know what he's going for in that Panzer Support Command, let's switch back to the US player. Panzer Grenadiers does have some G43s. There's 2 squads in the back. This half track does have defense veterancy as well.
Riflemen ready, sir. Composition.
Does get some good damage down the Kitagrad. Kitagrad does go down. I heard sticky bomb research, so he can charge for sticky bombs. This guy can pop out of the building and get sticky bombs off no problem. And this half track will have trouble retreating back. He needs to skirt all the way over here. The US player does have some munitions for sticky bombs. He may be eyeing to wound the half track before trying to throw it as a little bit of an ambush. Light half track is advancing forward. I just heard him fire. There it is. Fires some rounds to the house. Rifleman squad's not in range of the Panzer Grenadiers. This Rifleman squad has received a bit of fire there. The half track's a little bit wounded, but nothing enough to get a kill from a sticky bomb. They do got multiple sectors being re-secured by their riflemen. Trying to go for the fuel point there. Another squad of engineers haven't put announcements. Got 3 squads of engineers, maybe for capping pressure. And you may hear my drink opening up. Please give me one moment with that. Sorry about that. Panzer Grenadiers eyeing for the munitions point to the right. Panzer Grenadiers going to be trying to get the cutoff point here, but only the munitions point will be in supply. These points are not in supply. A lot of sectors just not in supply. The Rifleman squad is going to be camping this cutoff point. Half track is seeing a bit of fire. Looks like he's focusing down this Panzer Grenadier and not getting many bullets onto the half track, if any.
Supply lines are broken.
Yeah, I've got one guy firing on this side. Ooh, and finds a landmine there with the light ATF track. The rest of the Rifleman squad will need to fall back sooner rather than later. These Rifleman squads have been reinforced, healed up, and pushing their way out. Both sides are pretty low in any sort of income. It has gone for airborne. Most people think airborne's not a great doctrine, but at this point in time, getting out some Gaucourt's rifles would not be half bad. He does have enough manpower for an airborne drop as well. This Rifleman squad needs maybe get out of the garrisons relatively soon, but he does go ahead and swap it out with some other forces. Rifleman squad does get, or engineer squad does get inside the garrison. We got 3 Panzer Grenadiers in this region. Light half track has been fully repaired. The Rifleman squad gets inside the garrison as well. Flamer getting some good bursts of flame onto his opponent. This Rifleman squad is hitting something, but it looks like they're just firing through this little gap right there as some of these models are dancing around that hedge line. Rifleman squad up here getting some good fire onto the exposed Panzer Grenadiers. This garrison's still doing quite well. And over here, we got the light TF track picking off some engineer models. Our airborne squad has been pulled on out. Not sure where the airborne squad may have been dropped on in. Way back here, safe deployment.
Sector being captured.
And now the flame engineer needs to fall back. He's prone to getting that wiped. Over on the left side, just Panzer Grenadiers. Engineer squad does fall back. And engineers over here does fall back as well.
Just tell us what you need us to do.
Rifleman squad, Panzer Grenadiers engaging. Panzer Grenadiers, of course, are not moving around. And Rifleman squad will get nice and close to engage the Panzer Grenadiers. Infantry tracks advance forward, load up one Panzer Grenadier. Let's just load up with the G43 squad in the back. And the Rifleman squad does fall back. Of course, rifles are being researched. We got 2 light TF tracks. That's a lot of number of light TF tracks.
Supply lines are broken.
So, going for airborne squads against... He's gotten way too many light TF tracks. He was expecting something that's not airborne. And so going for these airborne troops is actually relatively good. Get some great hits there onto the light TF track. Does get the engine crit. And does take out that light TF track. He could go for some bar riflemen. And I think he may be deciding to skip motor pool entirely, as was Tank Depot. So going for bars wouldn't hurt because he has 4 rifleman squads, so he'll help provide him some good fire support. Oh, that Panzer Grenadier loads up the back of that half track.
Engineers here.
Panzer Grenadiers push way forward. The US player does have more VPs than his opponent as well. Now got the riflemen and the recourse rifles advancing forward. Switch with the Panzer elite players, so we may see what doctrine's going for. Kearney's not gone for a doctrine. He is going for a 222. Which we notice the US player still has access to sticky bombs. He just haven't thrown any just yet. Which could give them a nice little ambush effect. A little bit element surprise never hurts. And Panzer Grenadiers, there's a lot of Panzer Grenadiers in this region. We've got 4 squads of Panzer Grenadiers, 4 out of 5. The last one's back at home, getting reinforced and healed on up. Engineers and riflemen are capturing up these points. Got more G43s pointed out. He saw the airborne troops, so maybe a safe idea to go for G43s and STGs.
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply. Our forward supply lines
And right now the US player is going to capture a lot of VPs. The US player has a great advantage in VPs right at the moment. Flame engineers trying to get inside this garrison. And these engineers do fall back. Light half track is quite wounded. This infantry half track is advancing forward. There is a recourse rifle squad here. Recourse rifles are pushing the way forward, trying to engage this infantry half track, and they're going nice and close to increase not only accuracy but also chance for follow-up shots. Does spot the 2-2. He's going to retarget towards the 2-2. Nope. He spreads his fire, gets one hit there on the infantry half track. He does fall back the squad now. He may want to get out the Paradrop AT as his next ability at the current rate.
We are losing a munitions depot.
Reference squad receiving a bit of fire now. The reference squad does fall back. Over on the right side, we have the engineers capture some various points. We got the light TF track over here as well. And we do have now Tank Hunter. I guess he's going for a Hetzer spam? He knows he's fighting against airborne. He doesn't... I disagree with Tank Hunter.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Sure, Hetzers are nice and all, but... yeah. Two Panthers are just much more manpower efficient than Hetzers, in my opinion. Let's go for Tank Hunter. And now we've got the Rifleman squad advancing forward. He may throw a sticky bomb onto that Hetzer. Let's switch over back to airborne units. Some more explosive doctrines, let's just say, are available. He does have access to the Paradrop AT guns now. He has para dropped in an AT gun.
The munitions point is ours.
Over on the left side, got the AT gun, and do have some landmines being deployed on out.
Building complete.
Infantry half track, 2-2, light half track, and Hetzer are all advancing forward. Lots of light vehicles. The Pulse Rifles finds a shot there. Panzer Grenadiers receiving a bit of fire from the airborne troops and the rifleman squad. AT gun sitting on up. Good hits down the Repulse Rifles. Takes out the infantry half track. Oh, and I thought he lost the entire squad inside, but do have one remaining model.
Yes, sir. Rifles here.
Infantry units are advancing forward. They got Veteran C1 Riflemen, Veteran C1 Flamer Engineers. 2-2 can engage at long range. There's no recoilless rifles in this region. ATSR does fire a shot. I think that was either Jeep or Kettengrad. Over on the right side, we got the Panzer Grenadiers getting inside the garrison. Rifleman squad trying to capture the VP. He does have Veteran C1 Rifleman there. Does have 2 Vet 1s and 1 Vet 1 Engineer in total. AT-Hetzer, light half track is a little bit wounded. 2-2 still have plenty of health.
Munitions point
And
under attack.
Rifleman getting some point-blank shots onto the Panzer Grenadier. This player could try eyeing to deploy out some munitions caches, or observation posts on munitions points, I should say, in order to get some more call-in abilities, because you know Airborne has a lot of powerful call-in abilities. Sticky Bomb has connected now. Rifleman squad is, however, a little bit wounded. Heads are fully mobilized, takes out with the anti-tank gun, and goes out of control while immobilized. ATS are advancing forward. Light half track here to support as well. And the Rifleman squad does fall back. Flamer Pioneers does get wiped out. Not really paying attention over the right flank. The Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back as well. We do have 2 Rifleman squad
Enemy
and
source drop is now
the
available.
airborne troops. Panzer Grenadier here is quite wounded. I think he just fully treated it right there. And he has gone for Tank Depot now. He knows about the... what's it called?
Supply lines are broken.
The head source, so he knows the doctrine his opponent has gone for.
Supply lines are broken.
The supply drops could be very useful, not only for the missions and the fuel, but also could be very useful for getting an MG out. Mortar not so much, but getting the MG would help him lock down some of the right side of the map, as well as the left side. So I would like to see him recruit the MG.
Strap that flamethrower on and light down recruits in. We're back to full strength.
Does have quite a bit of fuel. He has enough for a Sherman tank, just needs quite a bit more manpower.
Objective secured. Rifle squad defending.
Flame Engineers advancing forward, trying to get some flame bursts off. Does get some good flame bursts off there. We do have a number of Panzer Grenadiers in this region. 3 squads of Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. Looks like 2 of them unupgraded. This whip, all 3. There's a 4th one there now. Flame Engineers receiving quite a bit of fire. Does rotate around, try to hit this individual one. Pick them off one at a time. ATSR is advancing forward, and we've got the Rifleman squad. They want to eye this light cover. This Rifleman squad could charge forward for a sticky bomb. Flame Engineers trying to charge forward as well. He's trying to support his Flame Engineers with his Riflemen. One of the Engineer squads had fallen back. LTF track trying to find some shots there. Largely unsuccessful, and the Riflemen Engineers do fall back.
People.
We're losing ground out there.
Panzer Grenadiers are capturing this munitions sector. Over here, we do got the Panzer Grenadiers behind some cover, engaging the Riflemen. Riflemen are currently at, still largely the same, but the AT gun is at efficiency 2, being 2 vehicle kills, so we'll definitely help out with that.
Point is ours. We're losing them as fast as we're getting them.
Why did he... oh, he is getting a 4 Hellcat. I noticed he's deploying more and more supply drops there, but he... oh, gets some nice engine damage crit there. AT gun could advance forward, but there's a lack of support here. Hellcat can charge forward now. He knows about the damaged engine on the Hetzer. The chance of him overrunning the Hetzer is quite easily, though he does have to be careful about any teller mines. That is a US landmine there spotted. Flame Engineers forced their way forward. Got 2 riflemen, 2 Flame Engineers, and 1 airborne troop. Flame Engineers should be able to get some good damage there on these Panzer Grenadiers. They tend to like to stay a nice little tight triangle, which makes them very vulnerable to the AoE of the Flamer. Trying to repair up the Hetzer now. The Hetzer is repaired. Riflemen do have plenty of munitions for the AT sticky bombs. 1 sticky bomb has connect. ITF track is in the region as well, so can't get the crit on a Hellcat. The Hellcat's actually still back home in reserve. And what just happened? Somehow my game just randomly alt-tabbed. I have no idea what caused that. Over here, we've got the Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. These forces are engaging the Panzer Grenadiers. They do fall back now. And that's the AT gun there. Another landmine by the US player. This landmine was swept but not detonated. An AT gun will be sitting up in the, looking down the central road. Flame Engineers could go ahead and take time to clear out the garrison, or claim the garrison at this current rate. Rifleman engaging at close range. Light T half-track is getting some shots on in. 5 infantry kills with it. We have a second Hellcat now deployed out on the field. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward, trying to get some good engagements.
Take cover!
Riflemen and airborne troops have seen quite a bit of damage there. Another rifle squad is trying to get inside the garrison. Hellcat has been spotted. So has the landmine. Also, not spotting the landmine accidentally detonating would have been half bad. Now we do have recon runs. He's pretty close to getting. He should have enough for strafing run, I believe. 2 command points. Hellcats are going to make their way forward. There's a lot of Panzer Grenadiers in this region. Light Cap track is facing the wrong way. Strafing run. Ooh, this is going to be a deadly strafing run. Going for the AT Hetzer. I'm not sure where the strafing run actually came on in. That's going to mobilize crit there onto Hellcat with the light TF track. Hetzer does go down. Destroyed engine crit there. There goes the light TF track. Where did that strafing run even go? I have no idea where that strafing run went. To me, that looked like a really good target right there for the strafing run. AT gun will get overran. Black Irving does go down right there. He's going to be focusing on the Flak Irvings now. Hellcats, of course, still has his tracks broken. The US player does have a VP capture against him, but he still has over 400 tickets. Flak Irving goes down as well. And now got the AT gun actually captured. Trying to pick off this Hellcat now. Rifleman squad could potentially finish off that AT gun quickly. This AT gun does pack on up, rotating around, dancing around, and does go down.
Unit down.
Was he trying to go for the pack bug or the reload rate bug? And that's not cool. Make accusations like that without really looking into it. Hellcat's firing away against something. He's force firing the ground. I'm not sure why.
Axis are winning the battle. Get back to the fight.
Hellcat engaging around, doesn't have the 50 cal. And looks like the Pencil League player has cast in GG, and that is the end of the game. I'm gonna fast forward for the rest of it. Oh, where do I cast replays? I cast on YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. And that's the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So yep, right now I am casting all 3 platforms right now. And since you are making a comment on YouTube, you can see in the description the links to the Rumble as well as Twitch. And that was this replay done. Got a good number of 2v2s, so let's go ahead and cast some 2v2s for the rest of the night, shall we? Let's go with Now let's go with this one right here. Oh, where do I get my replays? How did I not read that right? I get my replays from gamereplays.org. Sorry. Sometimes I cannot read. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the US player, we have Death Machine. Spawn as teammate as the British Forces, we have Panther Daddy. Wrong country for that name. Spawn on the right side as the Wehrmacht player, we have Brandy Polako, I think. Spawn as the other Wehrmacht player, we have me, Poffrey. Poffrey sounds better. But yeah, I get the replays from gamesreplays.org. Relatively older site. Doesn't get, I think, a whole lot of traction much anymore, but it's good for the older replays. A lot of old games, you had to manually share the replays, and there was just no spectate button. And now, like, more modern games such as Age of Empires 4, you have to go through their online web service. Pioneers received some good damage there from the infantry section right there.
From home.
And we do have the munitions point being captured up now. Fresh Jeep has been pulled out by the US player. Schimwagen has been pulled out as well. For the other teammate, he has gone for MG42. And now Pioneers engaged at close range by the infantry section. Schimwagen is trying to engage the infantry section now, getting some damage. But sort of facing the wrong direction there. Jeep pushing forward, force back a Pioneer squad as the engineers are capturing up that strategic point. Got the HQ command truck now packed on up. Of course, he can pack it up while the US player can gather all the resources for him. Now the Jeep has flanked the MG42, but the Schimwagen is going to try to respawn. Pioneer's trying to repair the Schimwagen while in combat. And now the intersection is getting suppressed and pinned. Good damage there onto the Pioneer squad. Pioneer squad needs to fall back. And Jeep has to see quite a bit of damage right there. Jeep being pursued, and Jeep will likely go down to the Schimwagen. Schimwagen's plenty of health. Those running having trouble firing. There goes fires a burst. The Jeep, of course, cannot get inside the slit trench. And Rifleman Squad does not save his Jeep. We do have now the HQ command truck here. We've got a nice mortar emplacement as well. North, we've got another Schimwagen engaging the US Engineers. US Engineers are trying to just brace the truck, but they, of course, are out of range, and they will need fallback sooner rather than later or get wiped out. Rifleman Squad and Scope Rifle Squad being engaged by the Schimwagen and some Volks Grenadiers. Over here, Pioneers and Engineers engaging out. Pioneer squad needs to fall back. You've got good suppression coming out by the MG42. Both these Pioneers are down to one last model. Unless the US player did lose that squad of Engineers. Not this one, but the other one that I had selected got wiped out by that Schimwagen. Rifleman squad inside this garrison is a good fighting position. Barring the fact there's no windows on the left and right side. The rest of the US players lost all of his engineers now. Two Schimwagens right here, one from each player, getting some damage onto these infantry sections. And now we do have a mortar emplacement, now firing away against these Schimwagens. Over here, Volks Grenadiers engage the Rifleman Squad. Rifleman Squads do have some good heavy cover in this region. Mortar placement trying to barrage down these Schimwagens. I guess that referring to a sniper is now on the field. There's an MG42. Rifleman Squad engaged by the Schimwagen. I hear a sniper as well. There's the Wehrmacht sniper. Does not get deployed, designated marksman right there from the infantry section. And I hear it's something being deployed on out. Looks like he's going for, I think, the infantry support truck now. Volks Grenadiers are behind some heavy cover, trying to engage that slit trench. And mortar placement's rolling some misses right there.
We're hot! Position under fire!
Over here, we got the rifleman squad trying to capture that fuel point now. And the rifleman squad does fall back. Ooh, 2 snipers, and they managed to get 2 kills on the retreat path. He's going to go for the wipe there. Does roll a double miss there. Does block the rifleman trying to get off another shot there. He may get 1 shot off on this model here. Does get that model there. This squad could be run down. Something got wiped out there. It appears to be a Volksgrenadier. Losing a Volksgrenadier like that would be quite problematic. Wait a second. How did some riflemen get there?
We're Johnny on the spot for the 50.
I think I did grab some replays for him. I may have some.
Target destroyed!
I can look around and see if I have any. If I have some already recorded, you can always go to my YouTube channel and try a search command for that name. Assuming it is that name. I don't know many people's Smurfs or other alternate names they like to use. Riflemen are getting picked off by these snipers. Schimwagen is in the region. He has getting multiple rifleman squads in the mix, but this guy is very wounded in negative ground as well. He needs to perhaps fully retreat at this moment. Those 2 snipers will be very, very problematic. Other rifleman squad now seeing some hits, as well as looks like getting some wipes somewhere else on the field. This rifleman squad does get in front of the bunker, does receive a bit of burst there, but does not get suppressed.
Is he shooting from?
It does fall back. Volksgrenadiers advancing forward, does force back these riflemen. We do got this Jeep out on the field.
On fast deployment.
Fast deployment? That was armor, right? Or was that infantry? I only heard like fast deployment.
Jeep is ready. Head pretty good. He's ready.
Pioneers are capturing this munitions point now. Volksgrenadiers advancing forward, trying to pursue the Jeep. Jeep is a little bit wounded. The Jeep needs to stay alive in order to engage those snipers, which are right there. We do have a landmine here as well. I heard M from mine, so he may have spotted the landmine. Bren's squad receiving some sniper hits there. The sniper's been very, very mobile. He's been really microing the camouflage ability. He's trying to move around without any camouflage, and when they're aiming, he turns some camouflage on to protect them. Very, very good micro there on the snipers, that's for sure. Pioneers repairing the point, or the Schimwagen. You got a T-17. Ooh, that's one of the rarest things to see in the game. That's probably rarer than seeing kangaroos, honestly. It's that, kangaroos, and Geschützwagens are probably the rarest things to see. Thank you. T-17's advancing forward. We do got the Volksgrenadiers falling on back. T-17 is advancing. And there's no landmines right there. We do have a Kriegsberg here. Let's go and take a look at everybody's resources doctrines. We know he's gone for, I think it was infantry doctrine, I believe it said, rapid reduction. Here, Panzerfaust, but still trying to go with the Panzerfaust. Fires, lines up, fires, and there connects. And now we've got Stormtroopers. Okay, that doctrine's revealed. So one has gone for Blitzkriegs, and Stormtroopers have been deployed now. Schimwagen's got a nice little... He has trapped the Staghound. He may want to charge through the Stormtrooper squad, and only gets a main gun destroyed crit. I don't think the Staghound or the T-17 can receive penetrating shots there. And Panzerfaust does go ahead and finish off this T-17. Okay, we do have a Jeep. Let's go and take a look at everybody's doctrines. The Brit. Likely, I'm guessing Royal Artillery. That's basically pretty much standard. Schimwagen's recent from fire. We've got another T-17 deployed on out. Piets have been deployed on out as well. He has got a squad of Piets, but the T-17 is receiving a bit too much fire there. Panzerfaust is firing. Panzerfaust gets a main gun destroyed crit, not a death crit. MG42 here. I wonder the MG42 may be able to get some penetrating shots on the rear armor, because it does have slightly higher than 1 penetration. At least it's what it's like in Company Heroes 2, but does not. For this Panzer League player, he has not Panzer League player. Wehrmacht player has not selected Doctrine just yet. And down here we do have, of course, the Blitzkrieg as well. So we got 2 unknown doctrines so far. Jeep engaged by the Schimwagen. The Schimwagen, of course, can engage the wounded Jeep. We have some Brandon guns here, which can go ahead and button the Schimwagen. It does immediately buttons the Schimwagen there. Wehrmacht snipers are advancing forward. They have right now 8 and 11 kills. The Schimwagen has damage engine crit now. Over here, T-17 receiving some fares. Another squad of stormtroopers has been pulled out. He's going for mass stormtroopers. 45 pounder has been pulled out. I do not see any boards there, so he's not gone for Royal Engineers. Highly likely, as I mentioned beforehand, Royal Engineers. Not engineers, artillery. You know, it's probably one of the more rare things as well. Churchills. People don't go for regular Churchills. No, probably the rarest thing I've ever is probably the artillery officer. That's not a rare asset you hardly ever see. Stormtroopers are advancing forward. Got double. Nope, just 1 Panzertruck on this squad. 1 Panzertruck on this squad. He's trying to hunt down these various British structures. Mortar emplacement does receive a Panzertruck shot there. That casualty clearance station received a shot there as well. Snipers advancing forward. We got a big wave of British force here. We've got scope rifles, Brens, Piets, Lieutenant, Captain. 25 pounder barrage, and that's trying to hit that region. Mortar emplacement does go down to the stormtroopers. Casualty clearing station's quite wounded. Hasn't received any casualties yet. Maybe not. It hasn't, or maybe just already got an entire squad, but that's unlikely. Now we do have a Stu now available. For his teammate, he has not selected any doctrine so far. Trying to hit these stormtroopers. This casualty clearing station is 1 shot away from death. He's actually trying to hit those take up the 25 pounder as well. Casualty clearing station does go up, but does scale. Lose a couple of placements there. 25 pounder is set on up. We got an unusually large number of T-17s. You hardly ever see 1, and that's going to be 2, 3, and number 4. Pak-38 has been pulled on out. Panzertruck does connect from the Grenadier squad. Gold for gold repair, so he has gone for armor doctrine. Main gun destroyed crit there as well. T-17s are staying alive. Does get out of control crit there now. More Panzertruck shots onto the T-17s. Trying to focus down the Pak-38. We've got some British infantry advancing forward as well. Pak-38 does go down. Panzertruck squad does fall back. Stormtroopers are down to 2 models each. That's not exactly great. Boy, designated marksman could be very effective versus stormtroopers, potentially get a squad wipe. Now we do have a fresh, that is a Stu, not a Stug. Trying to engage these intersections now. Lineup shot. Forces back one of the intersections there. Boy, designated marksman. Nope, unable to get it cast. Over here, looks like the Schimwagen's engaging these rifleman squad. The rifleman squad needs to fall back sooner rather than later. Up north, if you got the T-17 advancing forward, that's a Stu shot, not a 25 pounder shot. Pak-38 receiving some fire there, throwing some rounds into the tree. Got these stormtroopers that could be focused down. Does take out the Pak-38. There's a line of sight blocker right there. So the stormtroopers are having trouble finding angle. They also got a line of tank traps here to wipe out the Wehrmacht player. And T-17s are going to go ahead and skirmish around a little bit more. Does fall back. Stu and do some damage for the T-17. Just that they both do pitiful amount to each other.
Yes, sir.
Both Grenadiers catching up the flank. Pak-38 has been, that's a fresh, nope, wouldn't kill this. Was not fresh.
You'll do. Fall in line.
Grenadiers,
Grenadier squad, regular Grenadier being upgraded with another Panzerschreck. Volksgrenadiers, looks he does have Veteran C1 as well. Looks like both Wehrmacht players have Veteran C1 infantry. No Veteran C on the support units for both players.
Volt squad here.
And over here, no Veteran C on light vehicles. No Veteran C on tanks. If Red could get inside that HQ, maybe with something, the engineers could get inside as well if he wants to maintain the control building. Oh, that looks like officer artillery, so he's gone for Royal Artillery. So this player, Wehrmacht player, I've selected. So only person we don't know what doctrine is selected, or has not selected just yet. T-17s trying to gauge these stormtroopers. Stormtroopers both have one Panzerschreck. Receiving a bit of fire from these T-17s. Over here, looks like got a master retreat from the Brit, trying to save this 25-pounder. Now I got Veteran C2 onto the Blitzkrieg player. Far from behind, some heavy cover right there. And now we got the Stu advancing forward. Over here, Lieutenant and just British infantry advancing forward. The captain is right there. It's going to take time and salvage up that it's T-17. You got a heroic charge pushing forward. Misses the deploy designated marksman there because he was retreating back. And if it does roll, miss as well. British forces are going to be sprinting on forward. Got some damage there onto the MG42. Stu's advancing forward, finds a good hit there on the Piet squad. And the MG42 squad does fall back. Mass retreat coming out by the British forces now. Right from now inside this garrison, got the two squads of Grenadiers with Panzerschrecks engaging from behind heavy cover. Panzerschreck does roll a miss there as well. And down here, we do got the Stormtroopers advancing forward. We got some defenses here. U.S. Engineers does take up the British HQ command truck. Up north, we got the T-70s rolling around, or rotating around, and British forces all retreating him back. His teammate doesn't have a tree center yet, so he doesn't have access to any healing there. And there may have been a captain retreat there. Yeah, there was a captain retreat right there. T-17s rolls a bounce there onto the Stu, and Stu does get a direct hit there. Pak-38 gets some more important hits. Damage to crit there. Stu finds another hit there. Charging forward for Panzerfaust there. Firing Panzerfaust there, but the Stu actually managed to get a kill. And the Stu does go down to the 17-pounder. 25-pounder has been deployed on out. Over on the right side, we do have still a ever-growing number of T-17s. US AT gun is in the region as well. But right now there's 5 T-17s. That is a very rare thing to see. He is armor doctrine. He could potentially get a VP capture of these things, as well as get Allied War Machine. He does have field repair. Pak-38 sitting on up. We got the Stormtroopers camouflaging forward, trying to get a good ambush. He does have double Panzerschreck on this squad, as well on this squad as well. He does get out another Stu, which we use for versus the Brits, but honestly, finds the snipers, not paying attention. Firing the Stormtroopers, loses one there. Deploy doesn't and takes out both snipers both. No deploy doesn't marksman there. Grenadiers to decrew the 17-pounder. Looks like he's going to be focused firing it now. I have a bit of trouble with that. T-17 may get spotted by these Panzerschrecks and will quickly get killed off there. And the British forces do fall back. Stormtroopers advancing forward. Panzerschrecks firing now. Gets 2 hits there. The other squad's not firing at the moment. Global repairs have been activated. Does get a hit there, but was unable to get off another shot. T-17 does throw a lot of rounds into that casualty cleaning station. But luckily has engineers repair it up for his teammate. And these Grenadiers getting ripped apart by all these forces. Somehow this squad stays alive. I could have sworn that was going to be a squad wipe there. But both squads actually managed to escape on out of there. T-17's rolling around, making some hits there onto the observation post. Pak-38 set up in the wrong angle. Stormtroopers find some hits there onto the Staghound. Wait, no, that was an actual Staghound, not a T-17. It was by habit called a Staghound, but it was actually a Staghound. Looks like the Wehrmacht player has gotten battle phase now, has 5 command points to boot. Pack 30 has not received much damage right there at all. The Pioneer Squad may go down. Pack 38 firing away against these other Steerhounds. And some of these Steer units are getting quite wounded. One of those got out of control. It does take out one of the Pack 38. Shinvagen now seeing some fire there. Something going out there. Fresh Wehrmacht sniper. Over here, British forces advancing forward trying to overrun these various infantry units. It's a lot of AT guns, which is good. But at this point in time, against all these Staghounds, and maybe a good idea to go for Panzer IV, something to hit both them and infantry. You don't exactly need a Panther versus these guys, and a Panzer IV could be a good mix. Pack 38 now receiving some artillery fire.
Pioneer Squad reports. Replacements have arrived.
And the Engineer Squad does fall back. Sappers, Scope Rifles, Brens are all advancing forward trying to hit these Grenadiers. Grenadiers have 2 levels of veteran C. So does Stormtroopers at the moment. No level 3 just yet. You got some good damage there. Grenadiers did drop a model there. This Grenadiers a little bit wounded as well. But these units will stay alive. Steerhounds, Staghounds are advancing forward. Does get a lot of damage onto them, but the global affairs will get them topped off. There's no landmines here. These Pioneers could get focused down right there. Another unit here. I think there was a Pack 38 that was there, but maybe not. Maybe it was a landmine detonation there. That's why these guys are wounded. Staghound's getting some good damage onto his opponent's HQs. Or not HQs, but structures. These Pack 438s are set up at a wrong angle. And he does find an opening right there. Yep, these guys, Greyhounds and T-17s like to squeeze through what shouldn't be squeezed throughable. But it's there. We do have now a priest deployed on the field, not a sexton. We use a couple years to items.
Carry on, your fallen brother struggle.
And he has gone for Terror Doctrine. Terror Doctrine would be quite handy. Propaganda War is nice. It looks like he also has Zeal as well. Going for the V1 would be half bad, but I think he's going down. Never mind. Volksgrenadier Squad does fall back. The holy crap! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's keep them selected since there's so many Staghounds. Mass Staghounds advancing forward. They may find an opening once again. Pioneers advancing forward. Got the Pantrex here. Getting some good hits there. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a very wounded engineer who's back at home. No triage center for him. Pantrex are getting suppressed there by the actual Staghounds. Deerhound or T-17 is here to support as well. We do have now a Tiger Panzer now deployed out on the field from the Blitzkrieg player. No levels of veterancy just yet, but he's fighting against T-17s. T-17s do have a stunning smoke shot that could be used to great effect here. I have no idea how effective that is versus Tiger tanks. I genuinely have no idea. We have now the Bren guns, scope rifles trying to focus down the Pack 38, but the PS are doing a better job at that. Tiger Panzer rotating on over. Do have the T-17 going around capturing points. Very, very nice. 25 pounders firing up barrage, or should I say priest? Same difference. No, the priest has actually a 105, not 25 pounder. sections have a 25 pounder. Headquarters command truck going to see some fire there. The 50 cal of the Priest does have suppressive capability, but goes out of control as well. It can die. T-17s has a bit of a shooting gallery in front of them there as they run away. You have global repairs being activated for the T-17s as well. They're all their health are topped off. You've got a recrewed AT gun, or maybe it's rebuilt. Gigapounds are advancing forward. The Allies do have a triple capture in their favor as well. The Axis players have trouble capturing those points. T-17 in the corner will have a good job of keeping that area secure as well. He's going to need to bring on these stormtroopers. Decides not to advance through those tank traps. Pack 38 camouflage over here. Staghound engaged in the Tiger tank, but he's not T-17. Can't use stunning smoke. We could see these Bren guns getting a button right there, but won't accomplish all too much other than Saul's opponent. Does get the stun right there, and now here comes the tide of T-17s. Something went down right there. Could have been Pioneer. See some. Oh, there goes a sniper actually. And here comes the T-17s butting a vehicle. Does get some penetrating shots there, some deflection damage as well.
100 points and counting down.
T-17s are engaging. The button has worn off. And he can use global repairs to keep his guys topped off so that they get hit. Damage engine crit there from the Piets. Oh boy, I would not be one. Wait, that's a kangaroo.
Our war machine is raring to go.
That's a kangaroo. I don't know why. Of all the things, it's just what is going on in this game? The T-17 spam was enough, but now it's like, no, just top it off. There's a kangaroo.
Our forces are taking casualties.
What? Kangaroos can potentially be good. You could probably should load up the Bren gun in the back of the kangaroo. AT gun now receiving some deadly hits there from these panda trucks. The gun itself is almost destroyed. T-17 is trying to save it. There goes the AT gun entirely, but the Tiger tank is dead, so he doesn't really need it at the moment. He does use global repairs right now to get some much needed health. Panzer IV has been pulled on out, very good. And that's because you're now thinking about it. How effective is a Panzer IV versus 8 T-17s? Make that 9 T-17s? I genuinely have no idea. Kangaroo has been loaded up. Let's select the British player. I'm a bit curious about the... Oh, looks like it's filled up with 2 sets of Piets. It does have a good concave of units that can fire from the back of it. So it has 6 open slots there, and it can fire multiple angles. So let's build the Bren gunners there as well. 25 pounder, or no, that's a officer artillery now raining on in. Probably from the captain. And right now, the Volksgrenadiers are receiving quite a bit of fire right there. The Volksgrenadiers fully get swiped out. T-17s are engaging the Tiger tank, being destroyed right there, trying to decap the munitions point there. And that T-17 does go down to the Tigerpanzer. The Tigerpanzer does have 1 level of Veteran C. And looks like the armor command truck for the Brits have actually gone down. Fall to this Grenadier squad right there. So this is all he has. Receive a bit of fire there, throws out a grenade there. That's going to be a deadly grenade. Does take out the infantry section there, the Bren gun squad. The officer could pick up the Bren gun. Probably a good idea for the officer to pick up the Bren gun. He was not paying attention to those squads. We do have now the garrison recruited up by the stormtroopers. Lots of T-70 shots in there, so there's going to be a lot of holes in that building. It's maybe very holy, but it's not a religious site. Tiger tank getting some damage right there. I think the US player may need to get out some field repair really soon. There's a lot of stuff damaged and one thing's dead. He does have Allied War Machine, does not have enough munitions for field repair, and it also was on cooldown. Tiger tank has a bit of fire from the T-17s. and does take out one of these T-17s now. Right now, he needs some support to gauge that Tiger tank. Those T-17s are just simply not fast enough to get to the rear of the Tiger tank. Getting his teammate to button the vehicle would be quite nice, but he did lose his brand new squad, so he may not have access to a button. On the right side, we do have the Kangaroo advancing, and these Fiat squads are not reinforced. Maybe look at these, he's going to take time to repair it up.
They're going after a fuel point. One of ours.
Volkswageners are capturing that fuel point now. You have the Panzer IV. It is a little bit wounded. Perhaps got wounded by those EX on the back of the Kangaroo.
The enemy is down to 25 points.
Fire some shots there, get some great hits. And destroy engine crit there. The Kangaroos are getting some more hits there. Needs to rotate more around. Main gun destroyed. And the Kangaroos receiving quite a bit of AT guns there. There's just not enough support for that Kangaroo. Now got some Officer artillery now raining on in. Main gun destroyed crit again on the Panzer IV. And he simply couldn't... Never mind, he got the kill there on the Panzer IV with the artillery. T-17's engaging the Tiger tank. Tiger tank is quite wounded. His field repair is now on cooldown and not enough conditions for it as well. The Panzer IV has been pulled out. Got some Panzer shots hitting these T-17s. And it looks like the casualty clearing station has gone down, and with that, also, the VPs have ran out. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. What a strange game. Not a bad game, just a strange game. Oh, you mentioned beforehand you want me to look at more Integral Wolchek? Let's see if I have any replays for him. I think I searched for some of his replays before I started. Somebody asked in the YouTube comments to cast some replays for him, so I went ahead and found some. Or maybe that was Woltech. I think I got some Tiok League and Liege, I believe. And in which I think he said as well, one of those players was Integral Wolchek. I could be mistaken though. So let's just do this 2v2 right here with the T-Talk Leaf. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on top right side as the British Forces, we have Sex Instructor. Spawn on top left side as is US Ally, we have I, Krainsky. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Panzer Elite player, we have Fecking. And spawn on the bottom left side as the other Panzer Elite player, Tiok Leaf. Oh yep, I forgot that he tends to be a bit of a trash talker, so we got some trash talking going on.
Section is ready.
Petrograd go around capturing some points. We do got some Panzer Grenadiers capturing these points as well.
Section reporting. Munitions capture complete, sir.
Capturing some points there. Capturing the fuel point now. We got a Shimwagen deployed out in the field, and we do have, looks like he is doing a little bit of that bit of an exploit there to move around your squad like that to quickly capture some sectors. Maybe eyeing for this cutoff point right there. Fuel point being captured up by the Shimwagen now. And looks like it goes ahead and backs off before receiving too much fire there. Panzer Grenadier does get knocked around a little bit there as Kettengrad will be not Kettengrad, Shimwagen's capturing at the point. On the side as well, you're looking for some replays with Integral Wolchek. So maybe if you have a chance, go ahead and post a link in the chat and I'll see if I can't grab it and then cast it if you have a particular replay in mind.
Ready!
Scope rifles skirmishing around. We got these Panzer Grenadiers making soft retreat around the scope rifles. Infantry sections captured this standard point. Kaliningrad captured the VP as well. Jeep pushing his way forward, and the Shimvagin's going to be charging forward. Asking his teammate to put an observation post on a field point. Shimvagin has received quite a bit of damage right there. We got this Panzer Grenadier inside this garrison, 2 Panzer Grenadiers inside this garrison here. Inside the building here, it's sort of hard to tell, but there are 2 windows on this side. So only getting 1 squadron there to fight this direction is only needed. Looking at a 2nd squad wouldn't hurt if you were getting attacked from the flank as well. Panzer Grenadiers are trying to find some heavy cover to avoid the infantry sections there. Jeep has plenty of health right now, and Jeep's is circling around trying to find a good engagement against something. Kaliningrad received a bit of fire there. Another Panzer Grenadier squad trying to get some rounds onto the Jeep. We now have a 2-2-1 deployed on the field. We got these Panzer Grenadiers trying to get inside the garrison, so we've got 2 squads of Panzer Grenadiers inside this garrison. One Panzer Grenadiers does fall out of the garrison as well. 2-2-1 trying to engage and support, but right now he's a little bit unsupported right now. Teammate has got out of the garrisons because there's just too much fire right there. Scope rifle squad does get inside the garrison themselves. Panzer Grenadiers is going to be engaging at range onto that scope rifle squad. There are 5 windows inside, so a full health squad could be very useful in this angle. Now we do have infantry half-track deployed on out that can help reinforce these Panzer Grenadiers, or the Panzer Grenadier that's missing a member. Shimvagin captures some points. We got the Flame Engineers and Riflemen. That's not get inside the garrison with a Flame Engineer nearby. And we do have some more intersections advancing forward with the support of a Lieutenant. We do have a Brenn's upgrade as well. Infantry half-track has been loaded up with a 2-man Panzer Grenadier squad, which only the 2 front guys can actually fire, but of course that does mean he can't have any more additional defense while being flanked. Panzer Grenadiers could try hop inside the building. On this side of the building, this should be, yep, there's 5 windows as well. That'd be a great time to throw the Panzer Grenadiers inside the garrison. Jeep trying to pursue these forces. Shimvagin running around does stop and interrupts the munitions capture. We got a casualty clearing station and field support truck deployed on out. And now we do have a 2-2-2 as well. Getting some good damage there. These guys are on negative ground. Panzer Grenadiers firing some rounds onto them. Over here, we do got nothing. Infantry section trying to engage the infantry half-track. They're on negative ground themselves. Panzer Grenadiers are out of range, and they don't have the support of nearby lieutenants, so they're currently being slowed down because they're not in supply. Jeep are charging forward, trying to stop the Shimvagin from escaping, getting some great bursts there on the Shimvagin. And doesn't finish it off right there, needs to pursue it. And doing a poor job pursuing it right there. Does get interrupted by the Rifleman squad, does get finished off as well.
Knocked out in that last skirmish.
Oh, there's some landmines there. They get spotted as well. Rifle sniper does go down. Scope rifle squad has put the mortar. Mortar's perhaps a little bit too far forward. A little bit exposed in my opinion. Except one of those landmines. The other one will be focused down now. Sniper model is being recovered by the casualty clearing station. And the engineer squad does fall back. Got some good healing there onto the intersections. As we got the armor car now receiving quite a bit of fire. Really wounded, so needs to fall back into repairs. There are 2 Panzer Grenadiers here, but the Rifleman squad or the intersections are trying to hunt it down. Scope rifles are receiving quite a bit of fire from the fresh 222. Looking for the M8, or if we're looking for his mate, one of the 2. Definitely the M8. I'm joking. infantry half track firing away. Got this squad uploaded with G43s. I think just got upgraded G43s. And now these intersections are unsupported in out of supply. Autocannons getting some good damage onto them as well.
Capture complete, sir.
The chaps are ready.
And now they've got the lieutenant support them as well.
What now?
There's a large number of squads here, including a tank buster squad. The 2-2 now seeing a bit of fire. Trying to pair up his teammates. Autocannon, scout car. It is a little bit wounded. Needs to fall back. We're seeing a bit too much fire right there. Attempting to be repaired by these Panzer Grenadiers as well. Getting repaired like that is a horrible idea right now, because right now he's in combat. This falls to the far side of the 2-2. One of those Panzer Grenadiers is severely wounded. 2 has 1 level of defense veterancy. And now the infantry section is getting ripped apart by the autocannons. Sections do fall back. We do have a Jeep now deployed and out. Mortar emplacement, trying to find a good angle onto something. If you have tracks facing forward with Panzer Grenadier in the back and Tank Buster as well, both upgraded with Panzer tracks. Oh, that holy!
Reporting they have destroyed a German target.
He lucky he focused that down so quickly, because that was oh so punched up. Airborne has been selected as doctor for the US player. We also now have a Vampire half-track as well. Mortar replacement, trying to get running some mortars on in. Close rifles getting some damage onto these 2-2s. Is advancing forward, getting some good damage onto the infantry section. That one does fall back. Scope Rifle Squad is quite wounded. Bren and Lieutenant has plenty of health. And Vampire half-track trying to charge forward, trying to get some siphoning. Where AT at? Let's see. He is the airborne player, so he's asking where is some ATs at. And we do have some artillery mortars coming on down. We do have the 25-pounder now being deployed on out. He's highly likely for going for Royal Artillery. I don't see any boards there. He has 3 command points. There's an unknown doctrine. Yep. As much as people want to see those blasts hit, you also, as equally, don't want to see them hit because they're explosive. And you know that it's going to hit. If they don't stop it, you know you're not going to stop it. Sort of idea. Got a Martyr now deployed on the field. He's trying to push forward and hit the very structure of the Martyr. Mars backing on off. Trying to fire some rounds there. Autocannon scout cars getting some great hits. Is advancing forward, trying to getting some good skirmishing damage in. Intersection and sappers advancing forward. Lieutenant is a little bit wounded. Oh, on the right side, got a big retreat coming on forward. Airborne troops have taken out a half-track. I think that was... Not sure what type of half-track that was. I see the infantry half-track already back there. Was that a mortar half-track or light half-track? It was incendiary mortar, so that was incendiary mortar. So that was a mortar half-track. 2 skirmishing around. We're seeing some recoilless rifle fire. There's 2 squads of airborne troops. The Bren guns, if they can button a vehicle, the airborne troops can finish it off no problem. Of course, that requires teamwork, and good luck with that. Sounds like they were solo queuing as well. Vampire half-track has been deployed out on this missions point there. The both +5. Assuming that, yeah, the side's +5 as well. Sometimes I always wonder if whether or not the... I don't really pay attention enough to know the munitions half-track adjusts what the plus symbol is.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the artillery.
Supercharged rounds, so we do have, looks like, airborne Royal Artillery. Let's take a look at the Penn's Elite Doctrines. An unknown doctrine could be selected, or not one selected just yet. Same thing here as well. 25-pounder barrage raining on in. They got these multiple Panzer Grenadiers here. Ooh, lots of shots there. I think I saw a pair of sniper shots as well. It's just one sniper. 52 skirmishing around. Martyr trying to set on up. Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. And a 223 does get spotted there. Damage to crit there, so likely go down. Increaser rolls a miss there, but I believe the automatic weapon fire from Brent should be able to finish off. We got an infantry track here, trying to suppress these forces. 223 does go down.
The enemy is attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
Good, it's there on these forces. We got the Martyr now firing away as well. The Martyr now receiving some Piet fire, and looks like the British forces do fall back. Vampire half-track is still over here. He can sell. Oh yeah, the Vampire half-track is the one that deploys out the Goliaths. Bergantiga has been deployed now. I know I make jokes about that all the time, but the Bergantiga can now be deployed, used to cover that 223. If I recover it as a 221. 1I, I think. I'm not sure what I stands for. 1 infantry. Recoilless rifles firing it up, trying to get some flanks there. Infantry half track being pursued. Lots of damage there on the infantry half track. Does receive a sniper as well. Bergantiga pushing way forward. Going to try to recover the 223. Now I got some Fallschirmjäger. So this player has selected the Luftwaffe Ground Forces doctrine. Now got an airborne AT gun deployed out. US player has 2 snipers out on the field as well. So the Fallschirmjäger squad will need to pull back sooner rather than later. Not sure what's being deployed out right there. Oh, thank you for the follow, Leo 3000. Probably butchering that. Reduce the fancy forward. You've got double defensive accuracy here. These forces are skirmishing around. Martyr is going to receive some fire from the PS. There's lieutenant support these forces as well, so they won't receive too much slowdown. Brands could go ahead and try plotting it right there. Do firing away. Brands are going to try and charge him forward. He may go for Tank Hunter. Ooh! Tank Hunter with the number of hand tracks he has deployed out. Reduce advancing forward. Gains some good damage there. The lieutenant is severely wounded. Reduce are skirmishing around. And these forces do fall back. Bergantiga has recovered the 223 and made it into a 221. Need your drops. I think he's saying he needs the supply drops, munitions. Needs one more command point. Casualty clearing station gains some much needed healing on all these forces. Holy crap. You, me, center. Me. I think he's pinging somewhere. Top. His opponents are pushing away over here. And, I think that was a YouTube subscribe. Thank you for the YouTube subscribe. I really need to get a better way to read that. My apologies. These forces started to advance forward. Do have some fire onto these 222s. 222s skirmish around. This one does get blocked in. There's a lot of AT there. Does decide to boots on forward. This is one she's saving it. This one does charge forward in a bad way. Agent crit there. It's going to slowly crawl away now. Do have some Fallschirmjägers here. Let's tag off the Panzergrenadiers with Fallschirmjägers, trying to get some damage in. These guys are just walking right in front of them. So now the Fallschirmjägers, of course, getting overrun by all these forces. Over here, you got the Bergantiga and the Panzergrenadiers advancing forward or leftwards. And this Panzergrenadier squad may get wiped out, and gets wiped out no problem. Panzergrenadier here does decapture the central VP. The VPs are in favor of the Allies by a small margin. On the left side, British forces advancing forward, hitting these Fallschirmjägers. Another squad of Fallschirmjäger there as the Martyr is receiving some fire. The Martyr's not really that important in this engagement. All so far as 1 infantry kill. It's an anti-vehicle unit, and they're not pulling out any vehicles. Bounce there onto the Tiger Panzer. Another Martyr's been put on the field. They went for 2 heavy in these Martyrs, that's for sure. Martyr will go down to the various AT forces. British forces are advancing forward to the center, trying to pursue these 2-2. The 2-2 is quite wounded. Now got the Fallschirmjägers advancing forward. And I'm not sure what's being pulled in right there. Is that... The 2s are quite wounded as well. That needs repairs. Over here, airborne troops firing some rounds onto the Bergantiga. This Fairmont Clay has not selected doctrine just yet, so we don't know what doctrine he may have or will go for. There's quite a bit of resources stockpiled up, but does not have the Panzer Jaeger command for going for Panthers. Go repair them, I guess. Wait. Sniper firing some shots there. Riflemen are shooting quite a bit of fire. They can suppress there with that one model sort of lagging behind. Now, do have a logistics company deployed on out, and now going for the Panzer command. He's probably going to go for Panthers sooner rather than later. He is pulling out something expensive as well. 2 mortar half-tracks on build queue.
The enemy advances.
Credits there onto the Volkssturm Jaegers. Another squad of Volkssturm Jaegers advancing forward. This one's upgraded. Now there's some 30 cows and mortar here. Capturing 30 cows wouldn't hurt, help secure the sectors. And the Volkssturm Jaeger squads do fall back to get reinforcements. Good to do is charging on forward, trying to get some damage on in. And good hits there onto the armored car. Good to do is blitzing away. Air troopers charging forward. We've got some artillery now raining on in these forces. Then pen the Brokentiga there. Intersection hits. Lots of intersections and lieutenant to support are pushing the way forward. That is a U.S. landmine. Brokentiga now seeing a bit of fire. Got some officer artillery now raining on in, getting a direct hit. He's been pushed back to his base. He's getting these mortar half tracks in a better position. Brokentiga is now seeing a bit of fire. I'm pretty sure the Hall mounted machine gun of the Brokentiga can potentially suppress, right? Give enough time. Infantry half tracks now seems to fire. These folks are all quite wounded there. Gets charging on forward. Brokentiga's having some trouble firing this Hall mounted machine gun.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
And now a Cromwell has been put on the field. Cromwell's a relatively rare thing to see, and it's probably a good time to see it, though there's a lot of Pantrics down south. Vampire right here. Not sure why there's a vampire right there. The 2 is advancing forward, trying to gauge these forces. Cromwell stores plenty of health, AT guns, and repulsor rifles nailing that doing does go down to the various forces. We've got a lot of AT here. Repulsor rifles, so the US play has a pretty good contain right there.
200 points is inadequate.
Mortar half tracks trying to eye for a barrage onto these various static weapons. Got a command take the support out the command Cromwell as well.
Enemy unit eradicated.
Task complete.
Cromwell now seems some fire.
They're now capable of larger
Gets good
squads.
hits there onto the tank hunter. Saying map hacks. I didn't see anything else would be in map hacks. Volkssturm Jaegers advancing forward. 3 squads of Volkssturm Jaegers, one of them not upgraded at the moment. Over here, we do have a Goliath in it right there as well. Jake does go down. Ooh. Good hit there. Also, I have not seen anything that says that would scream map hacks to me, though I wasn't looking for it, but nothing just raised red flags to me. Trying to reclaim that 2-2. Brokentiga is almost down. Cromwell and command tank advancing forward. Where half tracks are a little bit exposed. And of course, damage to credit. Got lots of smoke being deployed now. Very nice. Which will produce the accuracy to say the least. Now we do have some more officer artillery. It does fall back right there. First round comes down pretty quickly. And it looks like the 2-2 carcass does go down. Brokentiga is receiving some fire. Goliath could try advancing forward. more artillery raining on in, and the command and the Cromwell is receiving some fire from his own command artillery. Decides to blitz away, but or maybe not. I thought I saw it there. We're making us withdraw away from these Panzer strikes. We got a Firefly here as well. Another strafing run right there, looks like.
An enemy unit has fallen down by enemy fire.
Schwarzeneggers are falling back, severely wounded. Saw another aircraft right there. I'm not sure what it was.
Elite Fallschirmjäger infantry are now available to Camp Kobelea.
Now that plane could have potentially not shoot because it was too close to the edge of the map. And so where it started firing, it may have been off the map when trying to start to fire. But you got the armor car going on down to the Cromwell and Firefly. And we got these forces now trying to forward. Does have the 4-man squad upgrade. Over here, they got the Panzer Grenadier falling on back. And now we do have. Oh, looks like the Allies have plenty of VPs. The Panzer Elite does not. Got some landmines there, very nice. And we've got some artillery to stop these Panzer Grenadiers advancing. So this may be game. They're running out of VPs very, very quickly. Fallschirmjägers are advancing forward. Got a good number of infantry sections here as well as the command tank going blitz on forward, trying to go for crushes the command tank. Do a good job at least interrupting all the Fallschirmjägers. That's at least good. One Fallschirmjäger squad does fall back. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward as well. So if I didn't get any crushes there, the British forces are falling back. I'm not sure what type of aircraft that was. Let's keep the US player selected because the various abilities to call on strafing run and recon run has been selected. I believe this is strafing run. Strafing run was going back right there. And it looks like one of the players have back to the game. So that basically spelled the end of the game, though the VPs ran out either way. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see, that was a 2v2. This one right here. I think I understand why that description now. But let's go ahead and go for another 2v2. I already cast one with him. I could go. Let's go with somebody else before I cast one of his replays again. Did I already cast this one? Some of these replays, I don't know why. They all look so similar to me with the player names. This probably community is quite small and there's only a handful of people actually uploading replays to game replays. Let's just go ahead and do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Wars 1 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Wehrmacht player, we have Lucky Strulet. Ooh, looks like he's lagging a little bit. Spawning as his teammate as the other Wehrmacht player, we have Phalanx. Spawning as the US forces, we have Mac, not a Big Mac. And as the British forces, we have Brutal Hummel. Again, a name that does not match the faction. We used to say Big Mac. United States, of course, known for Big Macs. I really don't like McDonald's. My favorite fast food restaurant is probably Rally's. Also known as Checkers, depending where you're at. Pioneers making their way down south. We could do, looks like both the Allied players also making their way down south. That will allow the Northern Wehrmacht player to capture up everything with no problem. Of course, the Wehrmacht quarters. We got Schimwagen, may want to push his way down south. His teammate, similar build rate, so I'm guessing another Schimwagen. Yep, Schimwagen. You copy my strats? Yes. Jeep is on his way out. Looks like try to copy it as the US player as well. infantry section being pulled out. No Bren carrier right there. Let's take a look at the lieutenant there. Most wide variety of any build openers, probably Brits, having access to the lieutenant, Bren carrier, and infantry sections. Not really saying much, however. I suppose the US player can always go support weapons center first, but that's a little bit more rare thing to see, and we don't see that. A little bit easy to tell with that one. Trimvagen and Jeep engaging at close range. Trimvagen hasn't actually seen a whole lot of damage, or only has like a single point of damage there. So other Trimvagen's pushing way forward, trying to block it right there. Jeep, the engineers actually seen quite a bit of fire though. First sniper, then a Volks tier 2. I guess that's what his build order. Or maybe he's telling his teammate to go for that. Up here, just captured up some sectors. Please 2 MGs. So he's asking his teammate to go for 2 MG42. Rifleman squad advancing forward. We got the intersection engaged in the Trimvagen as well. Scope rifle squad here, and does go and suppress down a freshly upgraded scope rifle squad. This Trimvagen may try to force, trying to knock around the scope rifle squad, prevent the MG42 from the overrun. Jeep and Rifleman squad advancing forward. Trimvagen's trying to engage. It is nearly fully repaired. Pioneer squad that was repairing it does fall back. This Trimvagen's quite wounded, trying to repair it up right now. Looks like the Jeep intersection and Rifleman squad are going to make their way up to the high ground. Now, we do have a Wehrmacht sniper deployed on the field. He's asking his teammates going for some Volks there. Our squad is seeing some fire now. And they're going to make their way up north. We do got the Scope Rifle squad captured the munitions sector. Other Scope Rifle squad is supporting his teammates with Riflemen. Looks like the Scope Rifle squad is going to just engage the Trimvagen. Over here, we do got the lieutenant, and now we're seeing some fire from the Pioneers, but let's have the Jeep to support. They would try to go for some tank traps. Trimvagen gains some good damage there onto the Riflemen. Both Grenadiers are trying to capture them point soon, and we've got both Scope Rifle squads now falling back. Rifle squad now receiving quite a bit of automatic weapons fire from the engineers. Jeep's here to support them. And this other Pioneer squad needs to fall back sooner rather than later, because both people have engaged all of these forces. There's a bit of light cover there. Rifleman squad trying to close the distance there, able to get some good damage on in. The Rifleman squad is quite wounded, so will sustain a lot of damage there from the Pioneer, but they'll spend their time running around. We do now have a British MG emplacement, a Vickers emplacement. Vickers placement only costs us manpower, as well as population room, while the US one doesn't cost any population room, but does cost a bit of fuel. Pros and cons. Rifleman squad does get suppressed there by the MG42, very good. Notice the Flamer Pioneer is going to try to repair out that Trimvagen now. Does have a second MG42 over here, like his teammate requested, and does get the suppresses down the Scope Rifle squad. Both Grenadiers getting some good damage there. Jeep is starting to advance. Lots of automatic weapon fire onto the Jeep now. He may be eyeing a passive palace, maybe a little bit too early for a passive palace. Nope, he may get the kill there without need a passive palace either way. Field support truck now deployed out for the Brits. Ooh, this HQ is very far forward. Most people tend to go a little bit farther back here, but that one is in the middle of the sector, which can be very, very dangerous or very powerful. Both at the same time, honestly. Get sniper if you want. Get S. Talking about the... Oh no, he's just talking about... These are the Wehrmacht players talking about the US and Brit. Agent 42 making his withdrawal. We do have a bunker here. That looks like a position for a repair bunker, not a capture recovery bunker. Just going to rush for tier 4. Asking for packs and Stukas. He's going for Stukas. He may want to go for defensive in order to get some good synergy there with veteran Black 88s. But that's just a possibility. Engineers engaging or recommend engaging the Schimwagen. Does receive a bit of fire there. Flame Pioneers can make their advance, or advancing by building tank traps. Both Grenadiers, Pioneers making their way up north. That looks like an observation post to me.
We're in range of Terry gunners.
Scope Rifles advancing forward, trying to overrun this MG42. They may be successful, and he should be able to get the wipe there. And we do now have, I believe that's for the Fatherland, just been activated right there, so he's gone for defensive. 2 packs, okay.
Go ahead. HQ command trucks at the ready.
No casualty clearing station there, so no forward healing, but does have a captain. Getting a sledge trench for the captain wouldn't be half bad, just to make sure he doesn't go down. And leading the captain in the sector would be very, very powerful. So putting a sledge trench right there to throw the captain there, I think it is a good idea.
MG ready.
What's the word, sir?
We do have Pack 38 has been deployed now. We do got a Kriegsberg for both players. A lot of U.S. infantry here.
The lads are ready for a fight, sir.
And now do have a fresh Stuart light tank. There's a Pack 38. And they do spot the Pack 38. There's 2 Pack 38s on the field, 1 for each player. And that is a casualty cleaning, casualty recovery bunker. I thought it was going to be a repair bunker. Too early for a repair bunker, but that's usually a spot for one. By the way, casualty recovery bunker there has put out. Pack 38 finds. Ooh! Volkswagen received canister rounds. Volkswagen do fall back. Stuart does receive some Pack 38 fire. Almost goes down, but still alive. Pack 38 does get decrewed. 1 casualty has been recovered. And does Stuart just bounce off a gun? Just bounced off a Schimwagen? Please tell me that Stuart did not bounce this gun on a Schimwagen. Let's get some good suppression there. Sticky Bomb does connect on the Schimwagen. Rifleman squad quite wounded there. Volkswagen squad does fall back. Casualty clearing station. Casualty recovery bunker is still up and going. Good suppression there onto these forces. And the Rifleman squad does overrun that MG42. Wehrmacht sniper firing away. 11 kills so far. Stuka looks to be employed now. That could be just meant for mounted play style. Nothing's still in the back, however.
Petrol dump under attack.
You could throw the Pioneers in the back of it to get the MG's least firing.
Section reporting.
We've got rounds incoming. Ready to move.
Taking some shots right there. We do have, looks like the sniper now firing away as well. Both Grenadiers are seeing quite a bit of fire from these intersections. The intersections, however, getting whittled away. These Volkswagen squad just constantly firing. And now the Stuart has been fully repaired, making his advance. He could try throwing hands of pulse into it, but does not. Multiple casualties being recovered by the medics now. And they're maybe opening there for the medics. And he force fire that hedge there to get his MG42 firing. If he did, that's actually pretty good play. Pack 38 needs to find another angle there on the Stuart. He is not in angle. May have angle right now. He's force firing opening now. Flamer Pioneer does fall back. Regular Pioneer falls back as well. Does take out some of the tank traps that were not fully built. And do have looks at the back of the half track firing away as well.
COs have what they need to call an artillery.
Warrior artillery has been selected for the Brits, pretty standard. We've got infantry dock company as well for the US player. So we do have 2 sets of potential artillery. Off-high power shoot now raining on in. Gets some damage right there. Bars have been researched as well. MP40 Volks have been deployed out as well. Pack 38 does get fully destroyed there by the off-high power shoot. Down south, we've got this Pack 38 getting overrun by the infantry sections. This player, of course, has gone for defensive. That leaves him for an unknown doctrine, so let's keep him selective for the time being. Has good reserve of manpower. I think he said he's going to go for tier 4. Does have 2 half tracks as well. We've got a a Warframe upgrade, the Walking Stuka upgrade. MG42 firing away, does suppress down the rifleman. Flamer engineers does fall back, and we've got the Warframe being fired. Looks like both of them firing right now. Does decrew the AT gun. He could perhaps claim that AT gun for his own usages. Flamer Pioneer advance forward. Pack 38 does get decrewed. Reinforcing the MG42. MG42 sort of stuck in a corner right there. And for the Fatherland has been activated as well. Scope rifles getting some good damage on in. And now, ooh, canister rounds. Let's get a couple guys, models drop right there. He can potentially recover the medics, or casualties, but it looks like all the medics are down. Something being called in right there from the captain. He does find a direct hit there on the Pack 38. 45-pounder has been deployed on out, of course. Do we end Men of War Assault 2? I haven't casted Men of War Assault 2. I haven't really looked into a lot of Men of War stuff. I know there's a newer one on, at least in, was it open beta or closed beta? I haven't really looked into Men of War. I just remember that the first one had really, really cheesy voice acting. Like, really, really cheesy voice acting. Grenadiers have been deployed, fresh squad of Grenadiers from the catch recovery bunker has been deployed on out. MP-40 Volks advancing forward. We got some artillery raining on him. Great hits there on those scope rifles, forcing them back. It has a bit of splash damage there onto the Steward. The VPs are in favor of the Allies by a small margin right now, and it's growing larger. Here's some more artillery, not sure where. Onto the casualty recovery bunker. He will need to get that repaired if it survives the barrage. Needs some good hits there. And we do have the Volksgrenadier squad falling on back now. Over here, we've got the snipers moving around. Warframe and half-tracks getting repaired up as well. Scope rifle squads have been reinforced, mostly, and making their way forward once again. Casualty recovery bunker is quite wounded. No doctrine selected for this Wehrmacht player just yet. Manpower blitz?
We're losing a sector.
Saying that's bad, so guess not. Actually now seeing some fire from these various forces. US AT gun has been captured. Scope squad does get suppressed. We got the rifleman squad's advance forward does sweep this landmine here as well. Asking for Stu. Warframe half tracks skirting around, trying to avoid fire. Does eventually one light vehicles. Let's see. I see I'm on Rumble. Is there any value over there? Do you get more views? Actually, for my live streams, I actually do get more views on Rumble. I think, like, recently, a couple weeks ago, one of my views got up to 1,000 views. Does get a wipe there on one of the Volksgrenadiers. Rifleman squad's trying to eye for some sticky bombs. And it looks like, oh, got a shot there from this sniper as well. Got two snipers in the region, force back the Rifleman squad. But yeah, to more address the question now. I do get good viewership on Rumble, and do generally get more constant live viewership compared to my Twitch streams as well. Long story short, I do get pretty good engagement on Rumble, though probably because it's a smaller platform, and there's probably not, I don't know why exactly, but I do get generally more viewership on Rumble. Though my following is a little bit smaller, I just reached 50, which is nice to see. But then again, my YouTube subscriptions are at, what, 430-ish? Got some more Vector target coming on in right there from the captain. Get some great hits right there. Casualty recovery bunker may go down. One needs to make sure he doesn't go into his own artillery barrage. Flame Engineers pushing way forward to get some good damage there on the Grenadiers. And over here, trying to get some more reinforcements. Snipers getting some hits there on the Flamer Engineers down south. We got, looks like an AT gun. Warfman Barrage just raining on in. Almost got the captain right there. Vickers emplacement is also getting quite wounded. Needs to perhaps repair that up. Maybe some repair engineers can also get it overhealed. Rifleman squads advancing forward. Does get some landmines. More landmines being deployed on now. Snipers using multiple hits there on the Rifleman squad. Grenadiers could stick to the light cover and engage. One panic truck right there. He may be trying to flank around, hit that British HQ command truck, but he's probably just going for this strategic point.
Forces are ready for assault.
Yep, they have gone for double artillery. Do have the Blitzkrieg now available. Let's go for the manpower blitz first. We got the MP40 Volks. We do got a lot of half tracks here. We do of course have 2 AT guns as well. Down south, that is the Stuart still alive. 16 kills, doing some good work.
We have 300 points left.
And now we do got the Warframe Barrage raining on in, gain some good damage in. 88s. 88. And maybe pinging somewhere, can't really tell exactly. Scope of squads advancing forward, more Warframe's raining on in. Vickers placement has gone down. And that's just Grenadiers. Scope of squads, one of them had 2 members. Snipers could actually finish those off. Snipers also have to be very careful about the deploy designated marksman. Need some good hits there.
Resources for Blitz are now available.
Now manpower blitz now available. He does have Panzer Command. I'm not sure what vehicle I should see. That's Vet 3 light vehicles, and Vet 1 is that support infantry or irregular infantry. He's got nice crossbow supply infantry. And there's support infantry there. Always get the symbols mixed up. Artillery raining on in right there. Rifleman squads advancing forward. Grenadiers and Volks Grenadiers advancing forward. Recovery bunker is receiving quite a bit of fire. Needs 2 more casualties to get a fresh Grenadier. There's another model being recovered there. Patrick does roll a miss there. Got the Veteran 3 vehicles there. Warfman Barrage raining on in. And there goes the Stuart to the Flak 80 in the high ground. Casualty recovery bunker does go down, however. Oh, there's a Flak 80. I was expecting on top of the ridge line, but it's on the low ground. I suppose before all these hedges destroyed, they can be placed on the low ground. Artillery now running on in over there. And also Warfman Barrage counter barraging. Getting some good damage in. Going for cancel the casualty clearing station. Another Knights Cross Orders has been pulled out. Got Veteran C1 in the infantry now. Support units are on the way. Snipers getting some good hits there. Volks Grenadiers are falling them back. And I hear it looks like the Rifleman squad getting overran by the MG42, or not being overran, but being suppressed by the MG42. Grenadier Rifleman squad does throw a grenade right there, but it's largely unsuccessful. Got in between the 2 squads. Over here, Warfmans are firing away, forcing back these intersections. Volks Grenadiers are seeing a bit of fire there. Knights Cross Orders advancing forward. Ooh!
We have lost.
And he annihilates his own squad right there. That was completely on him. Veterans 2 infantry. Going for tank veteran, perhaps going for Austrians wouldn't be half bad. Both their opponents are not deploying out any sort of vehicles or tanks, so going for Austrians wouldn't be half bad. Knights Cross Orders are seeing a bit of fire there. Does full retreat now.
They're losing territory.
And decapture the central VP. We've got a lot of British infantry here, including some sappers. The captain almost goes down. Captain needs to just be putting a slip trench behind the line. And he has actually packed up and redeployed his HQ command truck.
Our forward supply lines
Or just
are
backing
broken.
up in general right now. He may be trying to avoid this sector because the artillery was just being too problematic for him.
Enemy down, reload!
The AT gun does get to there.
Taking fire!
So their non-existent tanks can advance with impunity. British artillery just got called on in, forces back the various infantry squads, and now we've got Rangers squad now, and that is the Thompson Rangers. Does get a couple bazooka shots off. One does hit the half track. And we do have the MG42 now hitting that Ranger squad. Can use fired up to get out of suppression. Does use fired up to get out of suppression. And over here we got the snipers patrolling around. Bunk, I guess I'm saying repair bunker. Fires a couple shots there, one shot there. Gets a model. It was one of the bazooka models there, and the 25-pounder nails the Rangers. Wolfram Barrage raining on in. Got the Volk Grenadiers falling back, so is the Volks Grenadiers. The other manpower blitz have been pulled out. Do now have a full Panther being pulled out. Nice heavy asset. Even though I'm not a huge fan of people using Panthers for frontline tanks, it's still very, very durable, to say the
The
least.
enemy advances.
Observation post being deployed on out. And we do have now the engineers capturing the VP. Artillery now raining on in, does decrew the Flak Gate. Flak Gate still has half health. Now it's about 25% health. Now about 20% health.
One of us snipers.
Now it's about 10% health. And looks like the Volks Grenadiers are going to try recruiting it. One of the snipers have gone down. Looks like both the snipers have gone down. And destroys the Flak 88 as he recruited it. Volks Grenadiers and Grenadiers advancing forward. Two rifle squads are suppressed. Nice cross squads are advancing slow. For the Fatherland has been active. They use these heavy, this cover there for, or not cover, sector 4 for the Fatherland. As crossbows are receiving quite a bit of focus fire there. MP40 Volks has the opportunity to engage while before the Fatherland's active. They do advance out of the sector there. As crossbows are being flinched on forward. They do fall back now. Panther has no levels of veterancy, nor is there any veterancy on the field queue. Here's a sniper. There's actually a US sniper right here. Pioneers going to trying to pursue that sniper. As US snipers trying to bring call in artillery. Warframe half tracks advancing forward. Very, very congested. Fires a barrage right there. It's largely missing. US sniper has been spotted by the Panther. And the Panther has trouble firing against it. There may be a landmine in the tree path. A US landmine. Oh, I hear Rangers advancing forward with riflemen.
Assault troops are awaiting deployment.
We've got these forces now advancing forward, trying to get some good engagements. And we've got the Thompson Rangers advancing forward, does force back the MG42. A couple good hits there on the Panther. Panther, of course, has plenty of health. We've got riflemen advancing forward, maybe trying to go for some sticky bombs. These Warframe half-tracks just need to fall back, avoid fire. Rangers are currently exhausted. They do get out of exhaustion now. Parasitic bombs do connect onto the Panther. And it does get an engine crit there. Nothing else. Artillery still running on. Warframe half-tracks still need to get on out of there. Receiving some bazooka fire. Panther is slowly crawling away. Over here, the infantry is facing forward. Looks like some Warframe half-tracks. That's where the Warframe half-tracks were firing. Gains some good damage there onto the infantry sections. Up north, we've got the rifleman squads advancing forward. Sounds like something went down right there. Rangers firing around every single direction. Repair bunker could receive some fire, but has plenty of health to angle with. Rifleman's trying to put rush for some more sticky bombs, and the rifleman Rangers do get suppressed. The Panther does get destroyed in crit there, so it's severely wounded. Now it looks like an off-map power shoot raining on in. The Pioneers need to get out of there, so the Pioneers are go down. Now Stu's gonna be pulling now. Stu's a very... Holy crap. He has gone for defensive. All these pinto mounts now firing. What was he thinking? He tried to go for a vector target right there, but it's going to accomplish nothing. Brings some box artillery onto HQ. Why did he do that? There, he's charged in there, ran straight into a defensive doctrine's base, and got rid of the BART.
We have 200.
And I think he said 280 for the 28-centimeter rocket barrage. Charging on forward, does pack on up. Gain some great damage there. Unable to get a squad wipe, however. I think the captain may have went down at least. That was spot the 25-pounder. He could potentially fall in the 25-pounder on that. Going for a grenade. That's a stun grenade, right? Not sure why he went for grenades on that. Sure, it does some damage there. Stuns this other guy there. I'm not sure why he's using that ability. Okay. That was not very useful. Another shoot has been pointed out. War from the Hatrax advancing forward. One of them did fire. There's that efficiency 2 tanks now. There's also now a 30 cal placement there. Panther has fully gone down as well. Hatrax advancing forward, getting some great hits there onto the casualty clearing station. And look at this. The Brit is losing so much because of that stupid overextending charge. He should not have done that charge there. He lost the casualty clearing station as well as the 25-pound is down because he just charged like that, which is a horrible idea. Trying to ask him for VPs. Ooh, that's looking like a pretty good hit there. Oh yeah, there's some drop hits. So he must have lost a sapper. Wolfram and Hatrax pushing away on forward. His HQ has seen better days, but honestly, you don't really need to take time to repair it. The chance of it's going down and you're still going to have a chance of winning is very unlikely. Stu's advancing forward. We got a probe charge being activated once again. Rolls the middle of a 7-10 split right there. Harvest. Oh, talking about a carcass somewhere. Oh, the Panther carcass. Rangers advancing forward, does find the Grenadiers. And now we do have Ostwind. Very, very nice. Now we've got the off-map power shoot raining on in. Does fall back to these forces. We see a bit of damage right there. The Airlock cars may go down, but losing that's a minor loss at this point in time. He's to rain on forward. Holy crap. What shot was that? That was a Stu. Does pick it up Piet there with the Rifleman squad. Ostwind has plenty of health to tangle with the Rifleman with the Piet. Going for the Sister VP, and that will solve the victory points and start slowly regaining the advantage. So there's US Sniper firing some shots there onto the Knights Cross holders. Got Stu and Ostwind now advancing to the center. The Ostwind is a little bit wounded, may want to stay back, get some repairs. Asking for a rocket somewhere. Lots of Warfare in there. Stu is severely wounded. Oh, he's found a landmine or got sticky bomb. Down south of this, Stu is advancing forward. And Airburst barrage raining on in. Elite infantry, so now he has elite Knights Cross holders. Let's take a quick look at everybody's resources. Rifleman squad does fall back. The Brit does not have a lot of manpower. Plenty of fuel, decent reserve munitions. The US player has a mixed force here. It does have a bit of manpower, a bit of munitions, a bit of fuel, nothing too significant. The defensive player has a very good reserve of munitions, able to call on multiple rocket barrages as well as British artillery, and probably has enough fuel for the rest of the game. And the Blitzkrieg player does have a decent reserve of fuel, good reserve of manpower, could save it for more manpower blitz, and with that, he should have plenty of manpower for the rest of the game. Oh, Stug found that car, destroyed structure. Wolfman barrage raining on in, trying to deal with that command truck. Stug now receiving some fire from the Piets. This is a fire in return. Hellcat has been pulled out by the US player that's not from the off-map combat group. Hatrax does roll miss there from the Grenadiers. Got some airburst rounds missing. Bromwell has been pulled out as well. Good is there on the Stu. Oh, here, this awesome Pack 38 trying to charge on forward. Stu receiving some bounces there. Panstruck advance forward with World of Fatherland active. Gets a good hit. Rolls a miss there as well. Stu finds a shot there. Cromwell crushes some models there. Mango destroyed. Falls back to the Panstrike squad. Pack 38 over here. Rotates gun around. Cromwell now seeing some hits. Does take up the Stu. Cromwell now seeing multiple hits there, but looks like he may skip on out. There's a bit of an opening for Pack of fire. May see a pass false onto the Hellcat, taking it out. And Cromwell looks like will escape. More Wolfman Barrage raining on in. Cromwell still a bit wounded. Not sure if the next crossholders Panzerfaust could take up the Cromwell.
They're firing on us! Here!
Section does fall back. Also getting some much needed repairs. And another Hellcat deployed now, and this one is not from off-map combat group either. Yeah, the Axis players have done a great job. The Allies have plenty of time to train to take us for resources, however. If they will stall out longer, it will actually go much better for them. Grenadiers advancing forward. We've got these two squads of riflemen, Vet 1, Vet 2. He's asking for them to pull out 88. Grenadier squads do fall back. Wolfman barrages raining on in, missing the various infantry sections. Now we do have a slick trench being deployed now, not scope rifle. Two rolls a miss there. Oswin firing away. Slick trench being deployed out by the Brits. They could help them hold the line a little bit better. Of course, makes it vulnerable to the various Warframe half-tracks. Speaking of Warframe half-tracks, getting some great hits there on the British forces. It does take out the AT gun there with the Flak 88. Flak 88 is, of course, really good versus the AT guns and overruns the sniper there with his nice crossholders. Machine gun placement severely wounded. Could eventually finish that off. MG42 being redeployed has 8 kills. And we've got some airburst rounds that are now raining on in. Cromwell's makes an advance forward and does spot the scarce as well. Could throw some stun grenades into that trench. And Piet is being fired out from the trench as well. As crossholder needs to fall back sooner rather than later. But we do got another Hellcat.
Unit has died in heroic action.
Ooh, and that next crossholder fully goes down. And looks like the Flak 88 is now being decrewed repeatedly. Good hit there. Two grants down. I think that means his own forces. Cromwell and Stu tangling out. We've got Veteran 3 on the Blitzkrieg players' vehicles. Oswin. Do we see any additional Veteran on the Oswin's players' vehicles? Nope, not just yet. He's a little bit low in manpower, plenty of munitions, even more so. The Axis players are bleeding out more tickets right now. 280, I can ask him the 280 rocket barrage. He needs a bit more aggressive with the rocket barrage available. He needs to just get aggressive with it. No need to save it up. Rocket barrage is only good if you actually use it. Speaking of something used, looks like the off-map power shooting raining on in. And Riflemen are inside the scarce slit trench, almost destroyed, but ooh, airburst rounds rain on in on top of Volk's Grenadiers. Hellcat advancing forward, trying to engage that Oswin. Oswin firing some shots in return, but walls are missing. Going for the Warframe half-tracks is now. Warframe half-track does fire a round and falls back, so does get his put on cooldown. And the Oswin now is seeing quite a bit of fire right there. Stu receiving quite a bit of fire now. Finds a hit there on the Cromwell. Stu's going to be overran potentially. We got a potential Panzerfaust from the Volksgrenadiers. That's about it. Hellcat charging forward. There's also some tank traps here from Blue. And it looks like the Stu will go down. Fires a miss there. Now do got for the fatherland being activated once again. Contract's trying to find some shots there. It's actually a decent hit there. Potentially the Hellcat can go down to the Panzerschreck. Right now it needs to find a better angle there. Hellcat does roll a miss there. Panzerschreck does roll a miss as well. Main gun destroy crit there. I like it. This gun's going to be very useful in engagement either way. Pack-30 may get the kill there. Rolls a bounce there, so it does not take up a Stu. Scope rifles and Captain advancing forward. I still say the Captain needs to be put back in the back line and get in a slit trench and let the lieutenants call in artillery. Captain's bringing in some artillery somewhere, I'm not sure where. Ooh, good hit there on the Grenadiers. Grenadiers need to fall back, far too wounded. And now here comes the war from half track. It should be able to destroy that slit trench. It does destroy slit trench, and the follow-up rockets did not splash the very, very tightly grouped riflemen. Oh, I saw something went down there, some sort of vehicle. Rocket barrage did come on in. And it looks like just that may have been the M2. Nice crossroads running around. And he definitely used quite a bit of munitions so far. He's now down to 300, a little less than that. And the Cromwell's going to try for some crushes. Does get a full wipe there of the crush. Up north, we've got the Rifleman squads trying to overrun the fort from the half track. Those have got a sticky bomb onto it. Flame Pioneers for defense. Register artillery trying to save them. Live a Ben Spear situation. And the Rifleman squad does fall back on some more artillery raining on in. We've got the Stu advancing forward trying to get some rounds there onto the Ranger squad. And it could be quite deadly if it gets the right spot. You may want to force fire and attack ground where they're at rather than just trying to do attack or move order onto it, but that takes a little bit extra micro, which is sometimes very hard to even do something simple like that. Warp half tracks just raining on in everywhere but on top of the opponent's forces. Looks like another 28cm rocket barrage directly on the AT gun that should be fully destroyed. Slit trench getting burned alive as well. Destroys the slit trench there or got scuttled, can't really tell. And the Flamer Pioneers do fall back. More Warpman rounds raining on in. I think the lieutenant may have went down. Yeah, I think I just saw the lieutenant go down. Goes the lieutenant there, right? We do have a fresh Panther from the Blitzkrieg player. Black 88 does find a hit there onto the Hellcat. The Axis players are down to 27 tickets. They don't have a lot of tickets remaining. The Allies are playing good VP game. Asking for some repairs. Pioneers are captured up the VPs. Down south, Knights crossroads circling around. They do not have enough munitions to call in a off-map artillery strike again. Black 88 doing a good job of hitting these Cromwells. Rifleman squads advancing forward. Panthers and also firing away. Let's go and take a look at each player's resources. Brit player does not have a whole lot of resources. In fact, doesn't have his HQ command truck alive anymore. Oh wait, no, he does. Just one ability is throwing me off. Infantry sections getting ripped apart. He has a lot of infantry sections there. It must have been all from the casualty recovery bunker. That's a lot of infantry sections. For the US player, enough fuel for the rest of the game, not enough, a lot of munitions, and has a small reserve of manpower.
Stand to.
Defensive player has enough fuel for the rest of the game still, and not enough for any sort of off-map. Though Register artillery is actually now have enough munitions, so you could perhaps use Register artillery right now. Which too finds, however, a good hit there. Does interrupt the capture now. The Blitzkrieg player has just used another manpower blitz, getting him popped off as well. As pretty close to pop cap, so he could perhaps just store a lot of manpower if he needs to. Drop the bar right there. Somebody really dropped the bar. Rifleman squad getting forced away by the Oswin. The Oswin could be very just campy and deny the VP from going down. At this point in time, they need to make sure the VP doesn't go down because they're too low in tickets to let that go up a chance. Wolfman barrage raining on in.
fatherland.
Does fall back all these forces. Carbo receiving some more Flak 88 hits there. Rifleman Squad and Pioneer advance forward. Needs to keep this munitions observation post alive because they both need that munitions for the rocket barrages and for the manpower blitz. Tiger Panzer has not been deployed out on the field, just needs more population space for it. Also has a double worker. Double. HE gun advancing forward, trying to get some hits there onto these Wolfram half tracks, and he is getting some hits there. Hellcat has advanced forward. Crosswind needs to fall back, seeing bit too much fire there. Got a register artillery barrage there, nailing the infantry squads, forcing them back. Observation posts will stay up and going. And Hellcat does have damage into crit now. Got Kramos blitzing on forward. Stu's getting overran. Flak 88 has been decrewed. Wolfram barrages raiding on in. Could go for a Panzerfaust onto this wounded Cromo. Could finish it off. He's trying to actually recruit the Flak 88. It does get some model crush there, so it does lose entire Volksgrenadier due to the reinforcement. Trying to focus on the Flak 88 now. Gun rotating around. Should be able to finish off the wounded Cromo. No, doesn't fire a shot off in time. Took too long for aiming. Stu now firing on these intersections. A lot of targets there. The Axis players are maintaining double capture. Workmen's are being overran. Flak 88 has not been recruited. The British is overrunning the Axis players. Nebel Warfare now running on it. Needs to hit this area right there. PS2 connect to the Flak 88. The Flak 88 is going to go down. Nebel Warfare getting hit there. Blitzkrieg has been activated. Got also registered artillery. Got everything being called in this force. Armels is still very much alive. Flak 88 has not been destroyed. Tiger Panzer blitzkrieging for it. That's why he's used blitzkrieg. Does not get the higher low health Cromo right there. Gets a miss right there, but I think the miss did still pen. Now trying to blitz away as well. Getting through up there. Destroy agent crit on the rear one. Takes that one out, and that one's main gun destroyed crit there. And there, destroyed agent crit, so that's basically dead to the Black Pack 38. And one thing Warcrams do go down. And now we do have the Stu advancing forward trying to get his forces. A lot of drop weapons here, mostly just bars, as well as a 30 cal. He does get a sticky bomb onto the Stu.
Target destroyed.
Minesweeper Engineer does go down to the Panther. Both players are low munitions, looks like, and most of the Brit forces are going to be retreating back to this HQ. The HQ is almost destroyed as well. There's a landmine here as well from the US player, which could be detonated by these stray shot. And it does go down to a stray shot. Stu now firing away. There's two Stus here. The Tiger Panzer could advance forward as well. There's a lot of infantry in front of them. The Tiger Panzer could try taking out the HQ command truck. Stu falling on back. Oh, good hit there by the Stu. Up to 28 kills for that Stu. Let that Stu in. Okay, that's a horrible joke. Cromwell pushing way forward. Pack 38 getting some good hits on in. Severely wounded. Tiger Panzer needs to start advancing forward, at least hitting the HQ mantra. Stu does go down to the airburst artillery. And they're firing some errant shots. And looks like HQ command truck could go down soon. Pioneers as a repair Pioneer, not a salvaging Pioneer. Hellcat charging on forward, not from the off-map combat group. And the HQ command truck does go down. Rifleman's advance forward, as well as Ranger Squad.
We're losing a sector.
Intersection getting hit. Got these various intersections pushing forward with some captured bars. Flak 88 going to get overran as well. How many Warframe half-tracks? Did he lose all of his Warframe half-tracks?
We have lost a unit.
All of Warframe half-tracks have gone down. That's actually quite a bit of a loss there, so now they don't have any sort of artillery. Man, I'm not sure how they all went down. I saw some go down, but not all of them. Panther severely wounded, receiving some artillery fire as well. Flak 88 getting nailed by the artillery. Panther needs to fall back. Flamer Pioneer trying to interrupt the scope rifle squad. One model does go down. Tiger Panzer trying to interrupt the capture. He needs to make sure and does take out that Scope Alpha squad. I think the airburst barrage may have actually took them out. I don't think that was from the Tiger tank. Chris there onto the Cromwell tank. Tiger tank does roll the miss killing blow there onto the Cromwell. Now have Blitzkrieg now being activated. I believe the airburst rounds are hitting the infantry too significantly. That's too much friendly fire damage. Bren's squad does go down, trying to interrupt this capture now. The Grenadiers could have reset the capture, but the airburst round took out the infantry section. That's too much friendly fire damage. These airburst rounds are annihilating everything. Blitzkrieg now being activated for getting the two Stews advancing forward. Tiger Panzer does have damage. Engine crit could stick around to get repairs. Hellcat trying to crush the Pioneers. Stu getting some good damage onto the Hellcat and also the Flak 80 does provide some good fire support. Stu may get the kill there. Nope, Stu's trying to go for other kills. And Flak 88 does get the kill there now. Pioneer squad does fall back. I'm curious about the Flak 88. It has one vehicle kill. Thought it had more. It could have been from... Nope, Panther's not got any kills there either. More artillery is raining on in. Each section is just advancing forward. Rangers getting some damage onto the Knights Cross holders. Tiger Panzer still does have damage engine crit, but should be repaired very, very soon. The infrastructure now receiving some fire from these Panthers. MG42 is on fire as well. MG42 has 12 kills. It's been a while since you've seen one actually just stay alive. Blitzkrieg being activated, trying to go for a crush there. Force back his opponent there with the register artillery. AT gun has been set on up. Looks like the Tiger Panzer has received some hits there from the AT gun, damaging or keeping the engine damaged. Notice that the Tiger tank will try to crawl away. Pioneer's trying to capture the central VP now. We have more and more airburst rounds raining on in and taking out these guys. If the airburst rounds able to overwatch this central point, that VP is very, very hard to capture. Thompson's getting some great hits there. Cromwell, fresh Cromwell has been floating out. Actually, that's not a fresh Cromwell, has 2 kills. The Panzer advancing forward, trying to get some hits there on this intersection. Intersection trying to capture the point there. But does get denied and fully wiped out. Airburst rounds getting some deadly hits on the Stu. The Stu needs to fall back. Tiger Panzer going to be backing out of that sector. More airburst rounds hitting the rifle or intersection squads. That captured bar is just annoying the crap out of me trying to figure out who actually owns that squad. Stu firing, gets a deadly hit there on the rifleman squad. Tiger Panzer does get the wipe on that squad as well. There on the Rangers. AT guns trying to fire away, getting some great hits on the Tiger tank. Tiger tank just needs to fall back this one time. More and more airburst rounds just raining on in. The Knights Cross Quarters are seeing some fire, and we've got the also now providing some fire support. I want to take a look at everybody's resources. The Brit has a small reserve of manpower, decent reserve munitions, and plenty of fuel for the rest of the next 3 games. The US player has plenty of fuel as well, and also enough munitions for one off-map power shoot. Small pool of manpower. Defensive player does not have a lot of resources, does have a good number of munitions, but already get enough for another rocket barrage. And for the Blitzkrieg player, not a lot of munitions, but will of course get more manpower once he gets another manpower blitz. Do we have another walking Stukas? So taking time to get some more walking Stukas. Wolfram Barrage raining on in. And the airburst from artillery is just annihilating everything trying to capture that point. Knights Cross Swords is going to take time to decapture that point, which will of course give double capture in favor of the Axis players. And bleeding off their opponent's tickets is always important, especially at this point in time. Engineers getting annihilated there. AT gun does go down. Tiger Panzer not fully repaired just yet, but at 21 kills. Osman at 8 kills now. Stu at 10 kills. Got looks like register artillery being brought on in there. Make the wipe there on the rifle squad. Doesn't look like it, however. Section and Captain advancing forward. Captain is very low health. I have a good feeling the Captain's going to go down very shortly. It's going for a vector target. Or Victor target.
We're losing a second.
Captain now receiving a bit of fire there. Schoolcraft is trying to capture the point. Imperial 42 is trying to suppress this force there. Alpha power shoot now raining on in. Oh, that could have been officer artillery. 1-2. Tiger Panzer does activate Blitzkrieg there. Only to get to the point to be captured. Cromwell and AT gun still firing away. Tiger Panzer going to charge on forward, trying to deal with these very structures. Takes out the captain. Also here to support as well. Tiger tank's almost down. He's gonna get that Tiger tank back. He's trying to go for a kill. Got the shoot here to support for the Tiger tank, however. And it does get the decrew there on the AT gun. And it looks like the Allies have casting the GG now. A very, very long game there. Panther Charger 4 takes out the Priest. Sticky Bomb does connect, and Bazooka Rangers are going to be firing away.
Pioneers have seized objective.
Tiger Tank going to crawl away. Good hits there on the AT gun, defuse it. We'll see he has time to get all of his units in Veteran C3.
The unit has died in battle.
It's there on the Piet squad. And oh, we do see an artillery officer. Rifleman squad advancing forward, trying to go for a sticky bomb there. Cromwell severely wounded. Sniper flying away, does knock the squad wipe there. Oswin getting some sporadic damage on in. Looks like the forces, looks like the US player may be AFK at this point in time. They maybe just take the time to chat. Headquarter command truck, of course, being focused down. Command truck does go down, and got another GG from the Allies. And one of the players have backed out of the game, so that's going to be the end of this game. Yep, they're both backed out, so let's let this play out. And that's the end of the replay. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So now checking the time right now, it's getting a bit late, don't have enough time for another replay, so I'm going to have to end the stream now. So everyone have a good evening, have a good night, and